Hello, people. Good morning to people who are in other countries, and good evening to people who are in Asian countries. And if you are in India, then it is 7:12 p.m. Just wanted to see, uh, just want to talk about what exactly happened when I have gone through an experience called flash floods chaos. Um, so those who will actually see my replay, then this is what the live stream is about. So what exactly happened? Now we moved to this farm that we live in 2 years ago, and the first year in the month of November, it's usually rainy season. There are a lot of rains here, and when it rains, it pours. They say so. That is what exactly was happening, and it did not stop for 40 days continuously. It was raining, and we have a little creek nearby. Uh, this creek is attached to the reservoir, which is in turn attached to a dam nearby, and the water that comes from the mountains goes and stores in this reservoir, and no, and it'll be supplied. It is being supplied by the municipality for drinking purposes and for washing. But there are other streams that do not go into the reservoir. So they take a D route because of whatever mountains they're carving through, form a different route. So those few streams formed a river, and it just passes uh, back behind my farm. It's not a big thing. It's not a big river. No, it's just like maybe up to knee deep, and maybe 30 or 40 feet wide, or maybe more than that, maybe 80 feet. Yeah, opposite, double the roads here. So yes, 80 feet. Um, so yeah, so it was raining a lot, and we had some power issues, power outages once a while because when the wind picks up during rain, we they cut the power to save any kind of mishaps like electrical damages or transformers going, bursting out, or even our own equipments at home, because sometimes it fluctuates. Something happens during the rains and wind combined together, so they do that, which is a good thing. But what happened here after 40 days of rain? This creek filled up with water, more than it's supposed to, and it has raised over its brim and started flooding out to the other parts around my farm. For first few days, it was hard to go in a scooter because the roads were under the water, approximately like 3 feet or so, and it slowly picked up. And the night came on the 41st day. People who are the dam that is connected to my to the creek nearby, it was about to crack open, and we haven't got any notice about it. We usually get some notice like flash floods are going to come or disaster or something. We did not get anything. So in order to save people in nearby villages, there are like 175 villages or so. If the dam cracks open, then all those villages will be like underwater. So in order to save them, they open two gates. Okay, usually one gate is really, I mean, you get a lot of water out of it, but two gates, the force was immense. And it was night around 3 or 4 p.m., 4 a.m., midnight. We heard like gushing of water. It was so loud we could hear in our sleep. We got up and there was no electricity. Um, I have an inverter which stores electricity and gives an output of 6 hours. So we also had an aquarium then, and it without the oxygen, fishes actually would die. So 6 hours of output, electric power goes away, power goes off. We took our torchlights and all flashlights, and we saw what happened. Our farm and the neighboring farms were in an island. It looks like an island. I mean, the water was everywhere. Um, the road was like 20 feet deep down below somewhere. You can't see the road. You can't even see um, the trees or the poles or no. They're all underwater. So no roads for us. It got cut off. No way to commute. Now, the food that we have, we usually buy for a week. We go to a market, farmers market on Saturday. We get stuff for all the week, vegetables, fruits, and whatever our rabbits need, chicken needs. So we got all of them. But yeah, the power goes off. So we have food. We have 6 hours of electricity. The whole night we couldn't sleep because we could hear people shouting in distance. Like if you go on the other side of the road, there are some other village houses there, and they were all underwater. Okay, almost like 10 feet. It's in their bedroom. The beds are floating and all. It was a disaster. But in that night, we couldn't see anybody. We Because there was no light. Um, but we could only hear the cries. People were like, "Oh my goodness, what's happening?" And it was really uh, chaos, whatever you want to call it as. That's the first time that I have ever experienced something like that. Morning come, we saw actually what happened. People lost their cattle, um, cows swept off by the floods, and we saw some homes like they look like they dissolved in water. Like they had a thatched roof and mud walls. So you know what happens. So they actually fall away, and yeah. So a lot of devastation in the morning, and the power ran out after one day, that is 6 hours. But we actually kind of used only one light or something like that. Finally, there was no power, no running water, couldn't take shower, couldn't actually use water for using for toilet purposes. No water. Um, Hi, uh, Keaton, the cool guy. Thank you for coming in. So yeah, so there was no water. Mm, Sorry, yeah, there was no running water. It was still raining. So what we did is we stored some of the rainwater. We built some structures where you can actually collect water from the rain, and we started using it as our for our daily needs, for drinking, for washing, taking shower. But yeah, what we could have done to face this better. First thing is, we don't know that this area is prone to such a disaster. Nobody spoke about it. I mean, when we consulted the other farmers, they said like it's been 100 years, more than 100 years or so, that the creek filled up with water. So there was no uh, emergency preparedness, nothing. So what could we have done better is, the first thing is, we can't own a boat because you have to have a license and it has to be near a water body. This is not a water body. This is somewhere sand and different type of soil. It's a farm, so boat doesn't make sense. But what we did later is we purchased solar lanterns. We can use that. purchased solar lanterns, and we got so many flashlights after that. We upgraded our inverter, and we took out the aquarium, and we we kind of like we said we gave the fishes away because something like that happens, and we can't actually deal with that. Um, so right now we then we after that stuff, what happened is we actually sat down and made a list. We made a list like to survive 7 days, you know, so maybe minimum of 7 days if something happens like this. We got flashlights, we got food, we got canned food. I'm learning how to can from the YouTube community that I am in. So once we harvest chili peppers, we also have eggs, we have tomatoes. We're gonna start canning and storing them for next if something happens like that next time. Yes, Keaton, I'm from India. Yeah, this live I didn't plan it. I didn't plan this live. So if somebody is gonna come up later and watch the replay, they can watch it. Um, yes, yeah. So how did you get my channel? I mean, how did you get into the live, Keaton? Hello, Indiana, Chris. I'm gonna end this live stream soon because I'm gonna join the other panel of some of my friends who are live right now. Hi, hi, Hedgehog Homestead. Welcome. It's very early for you. I guess it's in the morning, probably around 6 a.m. there because it is 7:30 p.m. here in the night. It's just a live. It's just a pop-up live. So, yeah, good to see you. I was just talking about what happened last year and how could we have done better here. If something happens like that, like flash floods and stuff, how to be prepared and all. What are the things we have right now? We have good lighting. The lighting will last for days. I mean, it's based on solar. I mean, if it rains, then we have a problem. So we also purchase a generator. That generator works on kerosene. It was easy for us to get hold of kerosene before, but uh, now it's kind of getting scarce. So we have to upgrade that to a diesel generator. We have to store fuel for that. 8 a.m. Hedgehog. Okay. 9 a.m. for Tina. Hello, Tina. Camper 14. Yeah. Thank you all for coming. This is not a planned live. I just went live and thought of speaking about what happened last year and what we're gonna do right now. Well, this year was good. I mean, this rainy season is not that big. It's not heavy like the last time. But the reservoir that I was talking about, it's also in my videos. It's very beautiful place, right next to the mountains and all. But it's gonna break sometime soon. When it does, then we have to be prepared because 175 villages are directly under that stream flow. So something happens to that dam, we're all going under the water. So we are getting prepared for that. Yep. Yeah. So um, yeah, the reservoir was built uh, many years ago. Like so many years ago, I don't even remember. I think my grandfather used to talk about the reservoir being built long time ago. The dam. Um, I'm sure they haven't cut corners. You know what I'm talking about, because it's very weak. Um, so unless they do something about it, this rainy season, we might have to go through that again or something worse. So we have to prepare, and we are doing it. The first thing is the canning. Canning is really important. I haven't learned canning yet. I have many friends on YouTube who know how to can, store, preserve food. Hedgehog Homestead says, "My goodness, not good." Yeah, yeah, it is not good. But yeah, canning will actually help us. That's for sure, because that's what I have seen. That's what I've seen you doing. I've seen many of you on YouTube becoming, what do you call, expert in canning. You guys have lots of food stored, so that is really important. Now, what I have done with the chicken feed is I used to buy different types of millets and grind them into powder, and I used to feed them in the feeders. Thing here is the millets, um, they don't stay fresh for a long time. Even if you put that into a Tupperware, these millets have tiny insects that are lodged inside. They'll be inside, in the sense like they don't come from outside. They have been in that millets forever. Like generations pass on, these insects lay eggs and they'll be there. So even under closed conditions, even if it is airtight container, the insects will hatch. Let's say if I buy millets today, 15-20 days from now, you're gonna see insects coming out of these millets. So it was very hard for us to store for a long periods of time. So what we did is we kind of changed the food. Now we went to a rice mill nearby, and we asked for the rice bran. Now you might know the rice bran is what you get, the husk of the rice. um, this husk rice, the rice husk, is further extracted for oils. So we have rice bran oils here, very expensive. They say it's better than peanut oil or palm oil or something. But yeah, so what we did is we started buying the husk, the bran itself. They have two types of machines. One machine grinds it to a fine powder, so you can feed it to your chickens, and the other machine finds it to a like coarse. You can prepare a meal for your cattle, like your sheep, goats, or cows. They give milk in abundance, and also it's very healthy. So it has right amount of oils, right amount of nutrients, and it's awesome food. And this doesn't go bad even if you store it for 2 months or 3 months. So we moved from millets to the rice bran. But I also feed my chickens like snacks. I feed them um, foxtail millets, which I grow in my garden. But you have to wait for a really long time to harvest those. But it's easy. Once you harvest, it is easy to store. Like each plant stalk will create multiple cones. Okay. But out of those cones, the first stalk, the cone which is on the top of the actual plant, has a lot of millets in it. So you cut them and you store them. And once they turn brown from green, you can harvest those. And if you have like say 20 into 20 land feet of land space, you could store a lot of millets. It will feed your chickens for maybe more than 1 month or 1.5 month, depending upon how many chickens they have. I have 20 chickens, so I count in that way, 20 chickens. Yeah, I'm gonna check the chat now. Camp 14 says, I woke up expecting snow this morning, but must have received some freezing rain. Yeah, I have heard people have snow until April or March. That is very hard. I can't I can't live in that conditions. I need sun to see. I don't care about food and all, but I need to see the sun. Okay, it has to, the sunlight has to fall on my face. If not, I'll go, probably I'll go mental or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hedgehog says, Tina says flooding would be bad. Yes, Hedgehog says I do it, and also Wide Family Homestead Courtney. Both of them are really good at canning. Hello, Food Farm Forest Permaculture. Thank you for being here. Brad is live right now. I thought I could end my live and come there and join. I guess I'll do that in a few minutes. Um, Tina says I canned some green beans last year. Cool. How many years? How many months did that last? Do you still have them? Do you still eat them, or did you run out of those canned beans? Indiana Chris says canning is awesome. As a kid growing up, we canned many vegetables and made juices. See, that's the thing. We don't do canning here in India. I never seen people doing canning. So, mainly because we have that. What do you call that? The thought, like if you store anything, it is not fresh. So we have that uh, what do you say? That idea in our head, and probably because it is always hot here, always hot, and nothing, nothing really, uh, nothing really green survives for a long time. So perhaps that might be the reason. Your walls get hotter and all. You need an AC if you want to have a decent sleep in the night, because night times are really hot. Days it's always burning, but all the roof and the walls will get heat up because it is cement and brick, and they release all the heat in the night. So maybe that's the reason why we don't can. I'm not sure. People have deep freezers here, but we don't store meat like yours. Like, I know people, if you buy something, let's say a sheep, a carcass of a sheep or deer or something, you can store that in your freezer and you can feed your family for a year, right? You can ground them like ground meat and all. We don't do that. I mean, I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know. The only thing that we store is, we call them as pickles, not American pickles, not cucumbers. I'm talking about pickles such as um, mango or gooseberry, tomato, lime, or lemon, which are infused with lots of salt and chili powder and oil, and they could last for 1 year, 2 years or so. But you cannot actually eat them directly because they are like really hot and salty and all. But what we do here is we eat them with curd rice, because curd rice doesn't have any taste, and we Indians, we want some taste. There is, if it is not tasty, then we won't eat it. Let alone talk about health issues. So yeah, we take a spoonful of pickles and eat it with rice. And if you don't feel like cooking or making a curry or something, you might end up eating curd rice. Curds are always there. We keep on rotating the yeast from the curds. So, but yeah, we have to learn canning. We have to learn canning. I need to learn canning. I had to start doing some canning and finding a cool place to store them. I have seen people canning eggs and lots of vegetables, even peppers. I mean, come on. If you do that, you wouldn't have to be worried, or you don't have to be scared. When something like this happens with me, what happened? No food, no electricity, no roads, cut off from civilization. If there was canned food, I mean, that would have been great, because when we were eating, right, we were counting. Okay, we have these many eggs, so let's eat 2 eggs for 3 people, you know, or half an egg each, like that. We used to count because we don't know how many days the floods last. We don't know whether who's going to come for help. No, no. I don't know when is gonna the help is gonna come. So we counted our vegetables and we ate less and we took showers. Once the rainwater is filled up, we kind of filtered it out. Sometimes we don't because it was very hard. So yeah, if there was a canned food, then we could have eaten better and perhaps would have been come out of that um, emotional or and mental tensions that because of the stuff that we are saying. People lost chickens, people lost cattle and all. Cows, this you can see the cows mooing for help, but they've been dragged down the stream. You can't do anything. If you jump to save your cat, you'll also die. Okay, so the speed, the rush of the water was so great. Cars gone, only buses somewhere. They went like really far away and fell down, but the other stuff was lost. People lost houses. Yes, I don't know what. I'm really. I was really sad, and we were so devastated. But also, we are so grateful to God that He preserved us. That's a miracle. I cannot explain how it happened. Actually, Camper Food. Tina says they made canning supplies pretty expensive in the US. Yeah, because the glass, right? You use glass jars. Yeah, glass is expensive even here because they say glass hurts earth. It's mostly because when you go to a beach here in my country, you would if you want to walk barefoot, you'll end up cutting your foot on a piece of glass. It's mostly because people drink and just throw the bottle on the on the beach, and nobody will come and pick it up. So when the sand rotates, or what happens, it gets mixed up in the soil, in the sand there. And if you see somebody walking by, especially children, when they run really fast, they end up getting cut because of the glass. So maybe that's a reason why they're putting a lot of laws against glass. So there's a lot of plastic now. Again, it's a pollution, but yeah, I don't know how they are gonna deal with it. Hello, Stormy Wind. Good morning. Is Wendy from Northern New York? Where are you from? I don't know. Okay. Raid from Canada. Yeah. Food forest permaculture. Um, has really he has a different culture. It means you have to go to his channel in order to understand. I cannot explain that clearly. Hello, Brad. I thought you were live. I was about to come there. Technically, canning is supposed to last 1 year, but you can make it last longer. Oh, cool. Hedgehog. 1 year is still good. Yeah. And also, because it's always fluctuating prices with the vegetables here. Sometimes you could get 10 rupees for a kilo of tomatoes, and sometimes it is 100 rupees, like 10 times more. So if you're thinking, okay, I'm going to eat some tomato curry tomorrow, and you go to market, you'll see 100 rupees a kilo. What would you do? 10 times you have to spend money on that. So you might end up buying maybe a quarter, one fourth of a kilo and come home. You'll get like 3 or 4 tomatoes. So canning would help actually in that case. Okay. Hedgehog says it might be because canned food in jars like we don't do good in the heat. Okay, then that's the reason. Yeah, because it's too hot here. Maybe, as you said, it won't be a good choice. Sounds logical, Hedgehog. Stormy went through. Canned food shouldn't be stored where it's hot. Tina. Yes. Okay. Dehydrated food. Yeah, that's cool actually. Tina says dehydrated food might store. We have a method of dehydrating meat, but even that lasts for 2 months maximum. like small chunks in the sun, soaked in turmeric, salt, and some other stuff. So they're like really dry, uh, even drier than your beef jerky. I know I have seen beef jerky packets. Some of my friends from US who are in India, they showed me what's a beef jerky. So even beef jerky is juicy, but one that we have here, when we dry, it's so tough like rock. We have to what do you call, pound it with a hammer before we cook it, because it won't open, the fibers won't open. That we can do, but we can do for all the vegetables. So Stormy Wind says, that's so sad, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Stormy Wind. Yeah, peace of mind, Hedgehog. That's true. Wild edibles, hello. New friends from Harvey. We agree canned foods need to be kept cool. Dried or fermented would be best. So canning will not work in India. Yeah, mostly. Okay. But can you can them and put them in the freezer, like deep freezer, big one? You connect that into to a solar power supply. So you, even the electricity goes off, you still have the power from solar, the sun, and the deep freezer is always on. You can store food in the can jars, or would they break? Because again, it's too cold, right? Let's see what people are saying. Flooding kills. We have been many tornadoes in our southern states. Here is January. The weather has been bipolar. Stormy wind. Yes, I have seen many of my friends suffering with snow and storms and all. I don't know how you people live. Seriously, um, when it gets down to 19 degrees Celsius here, we start to shake and shiver. We bring out all our woolen clothes, our sweaters, our gloves, our everything, the beanies, the caps, the monkey caps, and all. And people put cotton in their ears to avoid, what do you call it? To avoid catching cold or something. I don't know whether it works or not. I'm not sure, but people put cotton in their ears when they go out for a walk. Thank you, Stormy Wind. The markets are amazing. Yes, if you go early in the morning to a market, you could get fresh vegetables, and the vegetables are like really good. I mean, you can see them. There are no holes and all, because it is organic harvest. They won't last long in the heat. So around 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. in the evening, the rates would drop drastically, and you would get less and less quality of produce. So whatever they harvest the previous day, they usually harvest in the nights, in the night time. Not exactly night, like um, technically it's a night, but it's like early morning. Yeah, so it's fresh when all the dew drops are there on the trees, on the plants and all. They harvest in that time, and they bring it to the market and they sell. But if flooding comes like this, even they can't do anything. Even they can't sell their produce because everything will be underwater. Wild Edible says, "Hi, I'm trying to learn old ways, but trying to add the new ideas and tools for preserving food." Yeah, me too. Wild Edibles, me too. Um, my father was talking about a solar dehydrator. It's basically, it doesn't have a solar panel, but they call it a solar. Solar means sunlight, right? So it doesn't. Nothing has to do with the panel. The way that they designed them is, there's a glass, a special kind of glass, and when the sun falls on the glass, instead of going through like a clear glass, it distributes the light equally under the glass. So they built like structures in it, and they have put vegetables either cut or just directly, and put them in the trays, and put them in the sun. And I don't know, maybe few hours or few days, I'm not sure. They had they pulled out all the dried vegetables and stuff, and it is not like too dry, You can it is not mushy also. Like they said that you can actually keep all the nutrients in, same time it is really dried up. You can you can add some water and use it for your curry or a gravy. They did that. So we are thinking to get one. Of the place that we stay here, they don't sell it here, so we might have to travel to another city or a state, usually another state, because the next two cities that are closest to me, 300 kilometers from here, they don't have that either. So, but if we get that, then we could actually preserve a lot of food, especially during rains and floods time. Wild says yes, but fresh is best. LOL, I agree that new ideas like canned pickles safe for here in a cool area. Canned meat might not be good at all the heat. Yes. Freezer here right now is a snowbank. Along if you have no power, we need to remove the power keeping food too. Exactly. Natural disaster. Even animals can wipe out food. Yeah, we have rats now. That's the biggest concern for me, and I have spent sleepless nights to control rats, and I had only caught five of them so far. And there might be around 60 or 70 rats around my farm. Everybody is complaining to the local authorities about rats, but if you call them the exterminators, right, you could lose your own livestock also. So we said no. We have chickens, we have cows here, we have cattle and all. Uh, we don't want any harmful stuff here, so we have to come up with another idea. Usually, what we do, um, we have a smoke generator. So what we do is we find the holes of these rats where they stay. Like not when they visit our farm in the nights, but during morning hours, they'll sleep somewhere right under the inside the burrows. So we have to find that nesting area. And what we do is we cover up all the holes, all the exits. We keep one hole open, and we put this smoke generator there, and we put this smoke, like if you crank it really hard with a crank shaft, and it produces smoke, and it fills all the holes inside under the earth. That's how they eradicate rats here. uh, but also you need license for that if you want to do that, or you need to hire those people, which uh, which is expensive, because not everybody, every day you call an exterminator about rat. Nobody does that. So when they come, they'll charge you for a lot. So we're thinking about it. We need to get somebody who can actually have that um, smoke machine and do that for us. Tina says, Camper 14. I wish we had more shopping available from the farmers markets here in the US. I have seen YouTubers who actually go to farmers market, and I have seen some YouTubers who sell in the farmers market. I don't remember their names, but we see a lot of homesteading channels from America and Canada. We see a lot of them. My father watches more than me. So if you're getting a person who's watching your, he doesn't chat and all. He just watches. So yeah, but he tells all the stuff that what he watched, and he shares with his friends, and he also talks to me and tells me, look at this guy is doing this. Perhaps we could do something similar. So we sit and we talk it out and we come up with a plan. Right now, the gas stove, the tank, the cylinder tank, the propane tank, not propane, we use methane, right? So that is becoming expensive. It was like 300 bucks. Now it is 1,500 rupees, which is a lot actually. They'll give us two cylinders on subsidized rates, and that's the rate that you need to pay, and it's very expensive because we use two cylinders in a month. They're not big cylinders also. So we are trying to build a wood stove, not like three bricks and boil some hot water in it or make some. omelets or pancakes. We do that, it's kids game, but not like that. We're trying to build something permanent, which can last for a long time, along with a barbecue grill and all. So we got that charcoal barbecue grill. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna build it somewhere where there is no rainfall or too much sun. Once we do that, we have lots of firewood everywhere around us. There are lots of trees, and what the government does here is we call it as a government plant. The reason because is uh, you don't need license to cut those trees for your firewood, but they have a lot of thorns. It's a very thorny bush, but the what do you call, the wood from that plants or trees, they really burn like, with a high rate of fire or something. Means nothing stays in it, everything becomes ash. So we call them as government thorns. That's a little translation from my language. Government thorn. Yeah, yeah. So we can cut them. We have to wear gloves, and we have to take a big long machete or something, which has a curve, because we don't get to buy machetes which are straight. It has to be curve in the end. If it doesn't have curve, then you would be reported or jailed, because a farmer needs to have a curved knife, or a machete. It has to be curved like this in the end, like a parrot beak. I don't know why. Okay, I never asked. I don't know whom to ask why they do that, but that's a law. So yeah, so firewood is really available here. We're gonna do that so we can get some expenses down for gas stoves. Okay, Hedgehog says you can put those dried vegetables in jars, suck the air out so they don't turn as quickly. Yeah, vacuuming, right? Like vacuum, um, plastic vacuum bags. You have to use a machine to pull the vacuum out. I've seen that on YouTube. YouTube, yes. Probably we should get that also. While it will says nice, mice here. I had lots of food go bad from mice getting in when my kids were young. I got cats. Cool. Yeah, smoke the whole smart. Yes. Um, because most of the animals are considered as gods in my country, so you cannot kill it. Uh, so if you see a rat, you can't actually kill it and expose it to people and all. You cannot put that on the open ground. You cannot show it to the kids. So basically, it's a god. So you need to be careful in trading around it. So smoking thing is the best humane way of taking those rats out. That's what they say. Campus says you could dehydrate then store vacuum sealed might help it long. Yes, great idea, Hedgehog said. I don't want to be rude, but I need to go start shows. It was nice to meet you, and I'll stop by and chat again. So, please, yeah, thank you for coming in Wild Edibles. I mean, this chat is not planned. Thank you still coming for it. Please go ahead and start your day. I know it's early in the morning. Some people have started their day already. Goodbye. Tell your kitties. Thank you. Bye, camper. Oh, is she talking to me or to that person? I'm not sure. Hedgehog says we have a lot of farmers markets here in Tennessee. That's really good. One of my friend in California, she said that uh, some of her friends want to do some farming, but their government actually pays them not to farm. Is it the government or a corporate? So, one of those. She said that they come and pay them and ask the farmers not to do any farming, and they'll pay the farmers itself. So if they do that, how would you create food? Uh, that's I don't know how wise it is to stop a farmer from farming. Uh, Maybe they'll do that for increasing the inflation. Or I'm not sure. I'm out to see the barn cat. She sleeps with the grain. Good kitty. Okay. Campus says, Wild Edible says we need to share ideas for food preservation. Yes, Hi, CNC Farm. CNC Farm, his birthday was yesterday. So happy birthday again. Hedgehog says vacuum seal. Yes. Yeah. Lol, I like that. Here, our native people have spirit animals too, but we still eat them. Yeah, spirit animals is different, and considering animals as God is different. I mean, there are a lot of laws to protect animals. In one way, it is good because see, we have a lot of poachers also. Lot of poachers who come from other countries, like neighboring countries and all. They gang up with the locals who are like really in need of money, and they don't care about animals. Doesn't matter even if it's a god. So they poach and kill. We had terrible problem with tigers in India. Not with the tiger, with the poachers killing tigers for their uh, what do you call this, skin, and elephants for their tusks. So many elephants, and you know how they do that. People don't have guns and all, so they they put really big firecrackers in banana, in the banana, um, what do you call a thing with, what do you call that thing attached to a banana plant? We have a lot of bananas to it, the stalk of the plant. I'm not sure. In my language it is called as gala, means many. So yeah, they put firecrackers in it, so when elephants take it and put it in their mouth, it goes boom and they die. It's not a happy thing. It's very bad. It's very sad and all. They do that for their tusks. Ivory. Ivory is a big thing in here in India. So people are. I mean, I guess once we started sharing stuff with other countries, these things came into light, and people are now scared to poach animals. Remember, I showed you in my video about the elephants nearby. It's been 50 years or more that they saw elephants here. There were no elephants before. It was very hard. Not like that. People, almost made them extinct. But thank God for, because we started sharing, and people from your country and other countries they started asking the right questions, and now the laws are against poachers, and now it is becoming strict. Really thank God for that. Eh, They must live, yeah, as equally as us. They also have a right. I'm not saying I'm not a animal right guy. I'm not saying humans are first, right? Animals also need to live. They also have a purpose and a role to play here. You're welcome, CNC Farm. Yes, many cubs end up all over the world. It's cubs, huh? Yeah, cubs. Yeah. See, the problem is they. I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, it's okay to exchange animals to keep them in the zoo and all, but yeah, it teaches people. I mean, it gives you first-hand experience of looking at an animal, but uh, the laws against zookeepers also is there. So that's the reason we are slowly losing animals in my city. There were white tigers also, Siberian tigers and all. Bengal tigers are there outside also, everywhere. But nobody wants to go and see them. We want to see the white tigers because they are different. They are huge, faces like really wide. So now they are not there. Even lions, we don't have lions here. We get to see them in zoo, but lions thrive in my city. We have lion safari. Uh, how many kilometers? 15 kilometers from my place. We could go in with that caged van. You sit inside the van and you could go and check on the lion prides. There, I think there are two lion prides. They were cool. I'm not sure whether they still living. Buy wild edibles. Take care. Who was leaving? CNC farm leave? I don't know who left. Okay, as I love animals, I feel that the plants too, watching sprouts a tree over time. Yeah, they should be respected. Yes. Hi, Carol Fugaban. Good to see you. Thank you for coming into my live stream. Everybody who's watching this, I'm gonna thank you for stopping by and watching this replay. If you're watching the replay, um, thank you for all the different ideas. I was fixed on canning, but now I can actually think about various other ways to store the food because of the heat, the climate here. Oh, very good. It's something like this. Um, when I go on live streams, I have these questions I want to ask, but I end up forgetting and get into conversations and I totally forget. So after the after done talking, I'll be like, oh my goodness, I should have asked that question. I should have asked that question. But I also feel um like, should I ask the question? Should I not? Because I'm still learning your culture. I don't know. In my culture, I mean, if you want to ask something, you just ask. Um, but there are places where they are considered as rude, right? So we are still learning how to do that. How to talk. Communication is not strong. It's not a strong part from my side. So even though I'm a teacher, I teach how to score in English, how to get better marks and all. But I also teach people to how to communicate in offices, like with their colleagues and all. But nobody teaches us how to communicate with people who are from different countries. How do you become a friend? Because the things that you do to become a friend here are totally different. For example, let's say um, there was one guy who used to come to my institute. Um, once I finished teaching him, usually people call me sir, right? So it's kind of an unspoken law. If somebody is teaching you, it doesn't matter how old or what gender is a person, you have to still call them sir or madam. So we do that here out of respect. So once I done teaching him, I told him, okay, you're no longer my student. You can call me by name. And people don't call people other people by names because we consider that as really rude. You can't call them like with their first names or last names and all. You need to add brother like a suffix or a prefix if you want to call them by name. So I told this guy, you can call me by name. He said, no, sir, I'm going to fix with sir and all. But we began talking, and when we had time, we would talk about businesses and what his plans are once he go to US and comes back, and we became friends. So right now, when we call each other up, we just like um, we'll just like either we talk about, do you want to go to this place like this market? There's something new, because even that guy has a farm now. Until he goes to US, he is also into organic farming. Um, he had farms for a long time. His father had farms for a long time, but they never used them. But when the pandemic hit, he started getting into this organic farm thing. At the same time, I also moved here, so we kind of like planned together and we moved. And you cannot have friends from. You can have from friends from different, like opposite gender, but it has to have a root. They'll expect something like, if you're talking to a person, either you have to marry them, or you should have a thought like that, or you should also get to know their family also. So your family versus their family, you need to become family friends, and everybody needs to be in sync. That's very hard to get people to be in sync with each other. Like your father should talk to their father. So it's a hard thing, and so that's the reason why people don't have a lot of friends from the opposite gender. So if I cannot call somebody up like a married woman, I cannot call them even in the daytime hours and check up on her, like how are you, so and so, how are you girl, and how is life and all. I cannot do that. Yeah, that's like a sin here. So the husband, will get angry and other stuff, and you create something in their house. You don't want to do that. So even if you are friends before, like really close friends and all, but once you get married, you have to forget them, or you also get married and become a family friend thing. But still, you cannot be alone with each other, even on the couch or even in the same room. You cannot be alone with them. So those are some unspoken laws. So that's the reason we don't know how to communicate with each other. Let alone communicate with people from different color and different race and different the other side of the globe. We didn't even see that part of the country, that part of the world yet. I don't know how you people talk. I mean, the only thing that I have been seeing so far is the movies and TV series, but those are all scripted, right? That's not how you make a friend. That's not how you talk to a friend. So when I stepped into the YouTube community, I have seen people start talking to each other. I mean, you see a married woman there talking to another married guy here, and they're like friends, like school friends or somebody. But they're not. They just met on YouTube, and they talk so friendly. It's there are no um, there is no what do you call, carnal or thoughts in between. There are no tensions and all. They're free and open and talk to each other just like another person. That actually blew me off. Even city folk in my country, uh, they usually talk with people who are opposite gender and married, but not like this. Yeah, not like this. That's a different thing. That's a different culture. I guess that's really good, because you are allowed to be friend with anybody whom you will like, whom you want, unless the person is a pervert, or maybe your partner will say that he or she's seeing you differently. Then yeah, then you can go ahead and cut them off from your life. But here, once you're married, you're done. No more friends for you. Even for the guys. For example, if I get married someday, I'll not be able to talk to my other friends who are opposite gender. I can't do that. If I do that, you'll have problems at home and end up divorcing. Where am I? Bury food in containers and put them underground. Carol says. Through people, bury food in containers and put them underground through people. Like how you bury a person. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, okay. How you bury a person? Same way you bury in underground. But there are rats, Carol here. Carol Fugaban. They are huge, huge rats. They're bigger than my head. With all the hair, I have lots of hair. You consider this volume, and you uh, create a rat out of it. Still, rat will be bigger. So they'll go through your stuff. They may not get into your jars, but they'll pee on your jars and all, or they poop for fun, or make you piss off, uh, uh, or they'll just move it to a different place. I have seen some rats using rocks to break through stuff. Can you imagine that? Can you see a rat like this with its teeth like this, and holding a rock and thrashing through stuff? Oh my goodness, they're evolving. Campus says, "Do you have basement or possibility?" No, we don't see. That's my roof. Oh, you cannot see because there's a watch. There's a roof. That's it. That's a roof that you could walk on. Cement roof. No basement and all. No. We have a room called storeroom, but storeroom is for automatically it's for kittens. They go and sleep there. But you could turn that into storage unit, but still it will be hot only. Hi Rian's Kitchen 80 BP. Welcome to my live stream. White family, wish you would have told me you were live. Hello Corky. This was not planned, Corky. I was like, okay, let's go live and talk about this disaster that happened last year because I still have nightmares. You know what my father and I thought? If the power runs out for the aquarium, what should we do? Like we thought of blowing breath into into the aquarium, but it's all carbon dioxide. How would you do that? We were like the inverter which supposed to last for 6 hours. We removed all the connections and we put that for the aquarium so we can keep those fishes alive for 7 days. That's a trauma. Can still remember. It's so fresh in my mind. I was sure, okay, this is the end of it. I was like, okay, this is the end. Yeah, I'm gonna die, and these chickens are gonna live, probably go up in the trees, and they live there and feed on my carcass or something. I'm not okay. I was ready for that, so I was thinking about it. It's been 1 year, and I suddenly went live. Corky, I'm really sorry. I should have said, and also I should have said in the WhatsApp, but I really didn't want to wake you up, guys, in the morning. I know it's in the morning. So I was mostly focusing on replay. If anybody wants to see replay, when they see, go ahead and see, this is what I was talking about. Yeah. Carol Fuguban, different customs. Yeah. Wide family says, yes, that is how America is. Camp 14, the Bible says we are all brothers and sisters through God. Yes, true, true, Camp 14. And they say that I came from the feet of the God here in this country. So all the high class people came from the head of the god. All the people like farmers or teachers or who are of low caste, they came from the feet of their god. So we should be under them forever if you are born in that caste. So yeah, that's true. You're all brothers and sisters. If everybody accepts that idea, things would change a lot in my country. A lot. Mm. White family says, well, there are dynamics in marriage with how we act with opposite sexes. Yes. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. But not like blindly, right? Not like our type, very blind, very uh and I don't have vocabulary to explain that. mm. Like how blind faith, same case scenario. You see somebody talking, let's say that you and I are walking on the road, yeah, Corky. Let's say that you're coming from the market and I'm coming from the opposite direction and I saw you. What would you do? You'll say hi star or hi raven, then we go and shake hands. If you do that here, people around will see. They will check whether you both are, whether we both are couples or married couples or not. And if not, they'll come and they'll ask you questions. They'll see from their balcony or bedroom window. They'll come out immediately, and they'll ask you questions. Who is this guy? Who is this woman? Why are you talking like this? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's crazy. Yes, I'm sorry that happened to you. Thank you. Basements are cooler when it's hot. Yeah, the sand is opposite in to climate. Yes. Tina says in coastal areas you can't have basements very well. Yeah, we can't. I'm not in a coastal area, but because of the creek here, and they said that there were sand dunes here long time ago, and they were all the sand was collected and sold. Can you imagine people selling sand off sand dunes, which now is become a plain, and people are happy, living here. Trees and all are growing. Yeah, that happened to this place. White family. Hello. Wow. LOL. I'm just a friendly person. I might get into. Yeah, you would. Would definitely get in trouble. Just for saying hello from the other side of the road. Even if we know each other, we could call and say, "Hey, hey, I see you. Yeah, I see you. How are you? Okay, you look good. How is everybody at home?" And you also do the same. But we can't make eye contact. Camp 14 says, "I talk to everyone." Carol says, "Me too." Lol. See, that's the thing that I like. Yeah, you cannot own people. You cannot control people. Come on, we are humans. We are not sheep. Sheep are controlled. Sheep. Dogs have leashes. Of course, we need to have boundaries, but yeah, not like this. Anyways, people, thank you for being here, and I'm gonna cut this live stream off. Go back to what should I do? Yeah, I need to close my chicken coops. There is a bobcat in my farm. It has already attacked few of my babies. I can hear him with his ugly voice. He's trying to scare all my chickens and all the dogs are, they ran away. They're not there, nowhere to find because I think they'll be hiding under somebody, their owner's bedroom under the bed. So I deal with that tonight. I'm gonna teach that bobcat a lesson. It's not gonna come back again. Yeah, yeah. That's it. Have a blessed, wonderful day. Thank you, Corky. Yes, I am. I'm sure I'm gonna get that bastard. I have a plan. I'm gonna execute it tonight. After that, I'm gonna sleep. Take care, everybody. Thank you for all coming here. Camper 14, White Family Farm, Hedgehogs Homestead, Wild Edibles, Food Forest Permaculture, Carol Fugaban, CNC Farm, Stormy Wind, Brad Outdoors, Indiana Chris, and there's a new person who was Keaton, the cool guy from USA. All right, thank you all for coming, and everybody else who's gonna watch this replay later. I'm gonna show you. Somebody asked me to show the coins, um, some Indian currency. I have been collecting currency for a long, long time. I have very antique coins and currency, which I'll show you tomorrow. Not on a live stream because the live stream you can see how the pixels are not clear. So I'm going to make a video from a camera and I'm going to post them tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Have a good night or good day ahead. Bye bye.